Inspirado. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to pause this edition of Inspirado Projecto because of an emergency broadcast system. Inspirado Projecto.
What you're about to hear here. Welcome, by the way, to Inspirado Projecto podcast. Thank you so much for listening. What you're about to hear here is an interview I had with an Uber driver. I've not announced this on my podcast yet, but my mom passed away February 5th at 9:47 p.m. And so I will be uploading audio of my interviews with doctors who are trying to help her out with her lung cancer. Some conversations I've had with my mom. Those are forthcoming. This interview was with an Uber driver after I came back from my mom's memorial. Her memorial was April 16th. And I was out there the 15th, 16th, and 17th. And so, I was on my way back, and I decided I was going to interview this Uber driver. And so let's take a gander at what he has to say concerning Buddhism and traveling. Thank you for listening to Inspirado Projecto.
I don't want my responsibilities. I want to get as close to being independent. And I realize I'm in a beautiful situation. Not too many people could just drop everything and just, oh wow.
I see that.
Yeah, not just, and he's not even, not too many people can do that. Not too many people have the option and the ability to do that, to travel. And everybody wants to travel, I'm sure.
Yes.
I asked ChatGPT all these questions, by the way.
ChatGPT, I'm so happy that you're telling me about this right now. Okay, what are some of the questions you're asking it?
Like, why do people travel? And what are some of the reasons that people travel? And why is traveling so desirable?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've never really wanted to travel. It just suddenly just came to me that, hey, the opportunity's here, and I'm in a position where I can travel. So I wanted to know, and basically came down with a list of like culture, food, and I think it was culture, food, and a couple other things I can't remember. But I'm trying to figure out the route I want to take in my life, and the route, like, because I want to go to Chile and Peru and all these places, and I really don't have to work because I saved up money, and I'm gonna have a steady income with this rent. So I just don't know how I want to go about my journey. If I want to stay in hostels or pick a destination and stay there, but it seems like I want to just go to all the places where are like Medellin, Bogota, Peru, Chile, all these places that I've always heard about, and become a better person at the end.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, here, what am I going to do? Like, in my deathbed, I can say, yeah, I was a Dodger fan, I was a Laker fan, and that's it. I mean, I want more than this. I think
You're trying to find the meat. You're trying to find the authenticity. You're trying to find the roots of what's really driving it all, huh?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to find something. Like, I know that I would love to go to Thailand because, I'm fascinated with Buddhism. And it would be great to try to find nirvana and all this, really dive into the spiritual aspect. But on the other hand, I also feel like I want to do something crazy in my life where, like, I don't have any tattoos, but, like, just climb it, like, have a crazy story of, like, climbing a mountain, meeting up, someone that does tattoos with a chisel, and the only way you can get the tattoo is if you climbed a mountain. Like those kind of stories are what I really want to drive my exploration or drive.
It's funny that you're saying that because I was just reading. There's this like I think she's a Filipina, like, and she's like 100-something years old, and she's the only one like last living like part of this tribe, last living woman who does this specific kind of tattoo with a chisel. That you can find like in this forest. She's like the last of this kind that does this.
That's what really is.
Whoa, dude, we've been coming across some crazy drivers, huh?
Yeah.
So what got you into Buddhism?
Just
what was the key? What was the start of it?
I think it was I started fasting. I've gained weight since, but there was a 6-month duration where it was just zen for me. Everything was serendipity. Everything was just falling right.
Serendipity?
Yes.
Oh my God, I love synchronicity, serendipity. That's my language. That's my language. That's my language.
It was just everything was falling into place. I was drinking a lot of water, eating non-processed food. Like if you like, I couldn't even imagine eating Subway or any of these other foods. It was just, I started to pick up little things. Like I listened to Sadhguru, who's a guru. A lot of stuff resonated with me. For example, like if you eat animals, the cow knows prior to it dying. And it releases
so
hormones.
sad.
Yeah, it releases.
Plus, they're pumped with all those hormones and all that aggression and all that stuff that's like in the meat that you end up eating, huh?
Yeah, because the cow knows it's gonna die, so it releases depression, anxiety, and then when you consume it, it resonated with me. It might not be scientific, but it really resonated with me. And during those 6-month period, I was walking like 5 miles a day, and my mind was clearer than ever. So that's how I started to look into like Buddhism. I'm not to say that I'm gonna be a Buddhist or a monk, but I like to take little bits and pieces from different religions,
right,
and implement it to my life if it makes sense. And,
right, and we are all just spiritual beings wrapped up in a human camouflage, basically.
Yeah, and when I meditate, I realize that more. I realize like my brain is here, my body's here, my brain is one. My body, like it just. I start to see things differently, and I feel like I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm trying to plan it, but then I'm thinking to myself, why? Why am I planning it? Why don't I just go? Why don't I just?
That's right. You're fully tuned into your intuition, and and that's why we're talking tonight. After all, is because of your path and your what's the word I'm thinking of? Your commitment to your decisions and unapologetic appreciation for that. That's why I'm in your car tonight, to help remind you of that and help, I think, encourage you towards those directions, to remind you that, you're on the right path. And
I feel like it's a safe decision to make. I feel like I made it when I was in the right place in my mind. I feel like there's nothing to regret because I didn't go 10 years ago, so I got to see what LA would be like for these, since I graduated with my master's. I tried to tough it out. I tried to see what, LA has to offer. And I finally feel like the sign is there without any responsibilities. I don't even own a goldfish. I don't have a cat. I don't have a pet. I'm not married. I don't have children. So no responsibilities.
Right, you're not tied to anything.
Yeah. And aside from that, I also have the income that's going to come from my condo. So it's not like I have to quickly go over somewhere and find a job. So it makes the most sense to not play this hamster wheel game and just, and do what my spirit wants to do. Go wherever I want to go.
I love it. The universe just keeps affirming the fact that you just need to follow your heart and go in the directions that feel most satisfactory. Oh, yeah, right up here on the left side. Yeah, satisfaction, relaxation, and just listening to your own intuition, you know? Gosh, man. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Likewise.
Thanks for sharing your life with me, man. Thanks for sharing your inspirations with me. I foresee extraordinary things for you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing your life with me.
Thank you for hearing me out.
It's all going to work out great. Take care.
Thank you, Kurt.
Have a good night. That was incredible. These kinds of things happen. I'm kind of inspired to kind of like just walk around the block right now. I'm gonna do it. After tonight's encounter with my old buddy Phil Donlin and Debbie, who was his wife for an extended period of time. I never got into it with him as to why he divorced her or why things didn't work out. But I'm happy to see they're back together again. And things are working out well for them. I love it. I think it's phenomenal. And it just makes me very happy to know that these two spirits are back together again. Now all of a sudden there's this guy who's into Buddhism and plugging into the universe. Tonight, Phil and I were at a bar called Tam O'Shanter. Tam O'Shanter has been owned by the same people 100 years. It's been there for 100 years. Owned by the same people. And just good vibes, you know? It's a historic location. Walt Disney used to hang out there. They used to call it the unofficial Disney commissary. There's a great photo up on the wall that I saw. I took a photo of it. That was drawn by a Disney artist. It's got Mickey Mouse in it. And these guys behind the bar are Irish. And throughout that night, they were having one of those trivia nights. You know, sometimes these bars, they have these trivia nights. And there's a TJ out there who is putting out some questions about some certain things. And Phil happened to dig these people out of he helped them win by giving them answers. And what's so cool is that it's on the honor system. So they'll ask some questions. And sure, anybody can actually look online and find out the answers to these questions. But it's on the honor system. So these people, they said normally there are 8 of us, and I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were 5 of them. And what's interesting was early on the night, I gave Phil 2 stickers. And he goes, you know what? I feel like you need to give it to these people. I go, okay, well, I'll give you 2 more stickers. I was like, you keep your stickers, and I'll give stickers to them. And so, turns out that this blonde woman who was there was a cousin of a girl named Desiree. Desiree is an ex-girlfriend of Tommy Buoy of Yachtley Crew, which is the yacht rock band I'm in. And I said, of course, you know Desiree. Of course. And all the people there knew Desiree. Desiree's dad is a clown. He used to work for Ringling Brothers. And I'd always ask her questions about her dad. And then she'd... there's some construction workers right now. There's 1, 2, 3 of these dudes up on a very high pole right now. Amazing. This is amazing. There's light shining up on these dudes. Incredible. There's 3 guys up there. One, 2, 3. It might be 4. They are way up there. These guys look like they're in a video game. Do you hear that? Man, these guys are like, who knows how many feet up there? They're just working on this telephone pole. So at the bar tonight, Tam O'Shanter, it turns out that this woman was friends with Desiree. I mean, she is cousins with Desiree. And I was telling them about Omega Mart, which I went to go see with Kristen. And they said, oh my gosh, we've been thinking of go seeing Omega Mart. And things just like really just kept stacking and stacking. And Phil brought me Phil allowed me to so I went back to his house with Debbie, and he told a bunch of stories. It was phenomenal to hear these stories. I got this cream soda in my hand right now, which I'm waiting to drink. It was just amazing to hang out with him again, to see Debbie again. All these extraordinary stories. The one guy who was there
who was part of the thing. His dad, who is long gone at this point, he passed. His dad is named Anthony M. Campos, and he wrote a book called The Religious Odyssey of Tony Campos, the story of a 10-year religious odyssey with the sacred mushroom, a God-manifested entity as a guide. The paperback is $20. I'm very compelled to get this book to see what the heck is going on here. There are a lot of serendipities going on, and definitely something to pay attention to. So, anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of this, and I trust that you will continue to experience extraordinary synchronicities in your life. Thank you for listening to Inspirado Projecto. What an extraordinary conversation, huh? Wow, you never know who you're going to meet, what kind of stuff they're going to talk about, what kind of deep dives they're going on. At the top of the episode, we heard Baba Buoy from Yachtley Crew, and our ramshackle Inspirado Projecto song. Thank you, Baba Buoy, for adding your tidbits to this episode. And also, thank you, Nick Tierce, for closing out the episode. Nick Tierce is with Mesmer and Braid. They are behind the app called Hollow Vista, HOLOVISTA. And you could go to mesmerandbraid.com to check out what's going on there. It's a whole ARG. It's perfect. I'll put a link in the show description. So, thank you, Nick Tierce. Thank you, everybody who are listening. Take care.
Hi, this is Nick Tierce, and you're listening to Inspirado Projecto.